We did a survey to find out, first of all, happy Black History Month. So we did a survey to find out what is the main reason why some prefer not to do business with Black owned businesses. We wanted to get to the bottom of the situation. What is the main gripe? The results are in, and they're quite surprising. They're not exactly what you thought they would be. Stick around to find out what they are. We'll be back in 4 minutes. Great morning, business owners and managers. Wes Walters here, and welcome to another awesome episode of CX in the Morning, customer experience in the morning. On every single CX in the Morning, I bless you with customer service tips, customer experience tricks, and I leave you with gems. And by gems, I mean actionable takeaways that you can implement at the speed of now. Immediately after this broadcast, you can take what you've learned, sharing it with your team, making your team and your business better. That's why we're here. So how is everyone doing? The check-in before the lesson. How is the week going thus far? So far for me, the week has been quite amazing and quite interesting because we did a survey. First of all, happy Black History Month. We did a survey to find out what's the main gripe with Black-owned businesses? You know, why don't some want to do business with Black-owned businesses? Is it self-hate? Is it, just trying to get to the bottom of it, because we can't really fix the problem. We can't rectify it unless we find out what the problem is. So it includes having a honest conversation. And I'm not the moral police to say this is a great conversation or bad. I said when I was writing the ad copy for this, I said I sent it to my former professor. Said we need to have a uncomfortable conversation. So he replied back like, "Why is it uncomfortable?" It's like, well, excuse me, I apologize. He said, "So why is it? Are you automatically thinking it's uncomfortable?" So that's why you keep a professor on the team, because he can check all of your ad copy to be sure that you're not on the left, you're not on the right, you're just in the middle, you're not offending anybody, because we live in a very sensitive time where people, you can't even raise your voice because people start, "I'm gonna cancel you." Anyway, so the results are in. The results are in. Very interesting results. Now, so we did a survey prior to that to find out, hey, what are your problems with Black-owned businesses? So let me pull out my handy-dandy note sheet right here and read of the list that went out. There were 10 that came back, 10 that were consistent. And those are the top 10 that we concentrated on, all right? So the top 10 are, number one, inconsistent business hours. Number two, not being polite or, / disrespectful. Number three, subpar quality of service. Number four, subpar quality of product. Number five, slow response time. Number six, not getting what you were paid for. 7, overpriced. 8, not feeling like, you feel like they are just in it for the money. Most businesses are in it for the money, but I digress. Number 9, they have a spirit of entitlement, meaning that they feel that you should support me just because I'm Black. And number 10, poor customer service. So those were the top 10 reasons why those who took the survey say, hey, these are the reasons why I hate doing business with Black businesses. Now, this is going to be a 4-part series. We're going to cover this for the 4 weeks of Black History Month. So we're not going to uncover everything in this episode. Just want to let you know. But we're going to unpack the first one. Now, what do you feel of the list? What do you feel is the number one reason? Why do you feel like, tell me if you're Black, even if you're not Black. Why do you feel, what do you think is the main reason why most prefer, or some prefer, not to do business with Black-owned businesses? All right, Ms. Bratwitt on Instagram said, I think it's that most Black businesses don't have access to capital or cash flow so that they can implement the proper system strategies needed to level up. All right, great assessment. However, that was not the question. So the question is, I don't think most, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't think most people are not supporting or choosing not to do business with Black-owned businesses because they look at them and they'll be like, oh yeah, I can tell they don't have enough capital. I don't think that's what it is. But great feedback, Ms. Bratwitt. You could tell she's an intellectual. She went way at the bottom, and she's like, let me tell you why. The root cause is this, Wes. She's like, Wes, you got to address the root. Great observation, but that's not it. So let me run them over again. All right. And select from these 10. Inconsistent business hours, not being polite or disrespectful, subpar quality of service, subpar quality of product, slow response time, not getting what you're paid for, overpriced services. You feel like the businesses are just, Black businesses are just in it for the money. They have a spirit of entitlement, and poor customer service. So from that list, Ms. Bratwood, what do you feel is the most the main reason why some prefer not to do business with black-owned businesses? Now, I tell you what I thought it was. So before I was teaching customer service and customer experience, I was a business owner too. And I was support other businesses. And if you asked me before I took this mantle of spreading the customer experience gospel, I would say mine was they were disrespectful. I thought most of the time I did business with black-owned businesses, they were disrespectful, and they also had a spirit of entitlement. So those were what I thought, and I thought most people were like me. I said it's going to be a landslide. It's going to be because they feel that black-owned businesses owners or the people representing the black-owned businesses are disrespectful. I thought that was going to be it by a landslide. Conversations over. This is going to be something we can fix. True. So Miss Bratwood agreed. She's like, I thought it was that too, Wes. Ding, 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 ding. You're wrong. You're wrong. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. The main reason of all of the individuals surveyed, the main reason why most say they prefer to do business, to not to do business with black-owned businesses is, drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. It's because of slow response time. Are you kidding me? Slow response time. Yes, it is. Now, again, of the 10, all 10 were addressed, but the one that had the most response, and I want to be clear, this wasn't even close. 51%, more than half of the people surveyed said the main crust, like their main gripe, their frustration comes from slow response time. Are you good? If I didn't do the survey myself, I would have been like, nah, that's not true. Because again, we see the world through our lens. My lens says it's because most black businesses, the owners are rude, because that's what my experience was. But me, I am not a microcosm of the entire black population. I would like to think so, but I'm not. According to the surveys, like Wes, what you feel is important is really not important to most black people. Most black people value, and their frustration comes from slow response time. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The great philosopher Sharon Carter, known as Jay-Z, said that, right? Slow response time. So when I got the survey back, I thought it was going to be this big, massive Jurassic overtaking. I'm like, okay, this is going to be 40 years. We're going to have to go through 40 years of, we're going to have to fight what we experienced in civil rights and Reconstruction and redlining. I thought it was going to have to be all of that heavy lifting. But no, the main reason is slow response time. I was like, bet, sign me up. Wes is going to handle this. Yes, me alone. I'm going to handle this. Because this is easy. If this is the problem, why most are not supporting black-owned businesses, I'm like, this is going to be easy. I can fix this. This is not we don't need Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton to fix. No, we don't need to do a study. I can fix this. This is easy. So we're going to address all 10 in the month of February, but we're going to start off with the one that has 51%. Again, it's not even close. I didn't say a quarter. I didn't say 25%. No. I didn't say 30%. No, not 10%. 51% of individuals surveyed said, hey, the main reason, my main frustration with black-owned businesses is the slow response time. Ladies and gentlemen, if that is the main problem, then we're in better shape than we thought. So hey, give yourself a pat on the back. It's not as bad as it seems. See, the media would make you think it's so bad, No. It's not that bad, because this is an unbiased survey. No, this is a survey. I just sent out the link. Hey, click on it at your own time, respond. There was no subliminal messages. It was real plain English. Real plain English that, a third grader could understand. Hey, tell me what you think. And this is what the result says. 51. I mean, it's not even close. Second on the list was subpar quality of service. That was at 43. So, I mean, by far, 51%. All right, so let's keep it going. This is easy. So let's jump in to find out how we can rectify this. All right. Now, I want to be very clear. There are two different types of response times. There's email response time. And of course, in this modern day and age, we have social media response time. All right. So I want to be very clear. Let's attack email response time first. Now, here is where I think this is the main reason why there's a disconnect. This is the main reason why there's a disconnect, because I would agree, again, I would say before I used to teach customer service, I also was a black owned business owner, right? So before I was teaching, I was just like you. I was just a black owned business owner. And the consensus with everyone in my circle to this day, even when I consult with some of my clients that are black, they think that it's okay. The average response time, it's okay to be 24 hours. Like if someone emails tech support, it's expected that you're going to respond in 24 hours. Hey, listen, in order for us to heal and get anywhere, we got to be honest. I am willing to be vulnerable. Yes, you can say, oh my God, he's the problem. Okay, I will take all of the lashes. Yes, I was the problem. I am willing to be vulnerable and say, yes, I was part of the problem, because I thought, Miss Liberty, greetings. So I thought that it was acceptable to respond in 24 hours. Now, before this broadcast, there were individuals who are black in my circle of influence who still feel that way. It's okay. Listen, it's not the end. We have to be honest. I'm telling you, before I was teaching this stuff, I had a video production company, and I was under the assumption that it was okay if a client emails me today at 8:17, it's okay to get back. As long as I get back before tomorrow at 8:17, it's okay. So this is where most black businesses feel that it's okay to accept 24 hours. Now, in actuality, nearly half, 46%, expect a response in 4 hours. So here it is. I am at a black. I'm just going to personalize this because I don't. People are so sensitive. I'm not going to say, oh, you're painting with such a broad brush. You're making black businesses look wrong. You know what? Let's personalize this so that we don't have that issue to deal with where people are like, well, you're representing black businesses. No, I'm going to personalize this. I'm going to say Wes's video production company. I had a video production company called Marketing Massive, right? Our response time was within 24 hours. As long as someone emails us, and if we get back in 24 hours, we're fine. That was here. The results say most are expecting a reply from that email in 4 hours. So the floor is here. And here it is. I was operating here thinking it's okay. As long as you get back in 24 hours. Do you see the disconnect in 20 hours? Do you think that if a 20 hours gap, do you think that might frustrate your customers? That is not a rhetorical question. If you think that will piss your customers off, where for 20 hours they don't hear from you, type a 1. Liberty, what if you set a precedent? We respond in, hey, listen, here it is. Great question. So Liberty said, what if you set a precedent? Meaning, hey, what if you teach, which is, see, Liberty, you see, she's part of my circle of influence. She's an educated consumer. And part of what I teach to is educating your consumers, teaching them, hey, how to function, how you do business. Because most entrepreneurs, they say, hey, my business function around my life. So question is, Liberty says, what if you set a precedent? You let your customers coming in know, hey, this is how we respond within 24 hours. Yes, you can set all the precedents you want. You can set all the precedents you want. That doesn't mean the customer doesn't want a faster reply. Perfect example. We are now indoctrinated into the prime scenario. You're like, Wes, what is the prime scenario? There's a little small startup company called Amazon. Amazon has this service called Prime where you can order something at 8:17, and if you're in a city where there's a distribution center, I am in Georgia, I can get my stuff by 12 o'clock. Like literally, I can order it at 8 o'clock and it can be here by 12 o'clock today. So you can start another company that deliver pens. And your thing, your precedent is that we get it to you in a week. Yes, that is your precedent. That doesn't mean someone like Wes Walters, who is used to Prime. Now, here it is. The millennials coming after me, like my kids, all they know is Prime. You and I were older. We're like, same day is kind of unrealistic. It's like we don't like understand how powerful that is, like to get that done in a day, right? Or even tomorrow. Our kids now, that's all they know. So you, with your old precedent, be like, well, we get it to you in 7 days. Yes, that could be your precedent. That does not mean your consumer doesn't want it faster. Let me know if that makes sense, Liberty. Type of one if that makes sense. Yes, you can set all the precedents you want, but if the consumer is wired to be like, look, this supposed to take this amount of time, that's what their expectations are. You can have all your what you think it should be. If their expectations don't line up, there's a disconnect. So again, the average consumer would like a reply via email in 4 hours. 46. Again, this is not even close, like 10%. No, these numbers are like, it's not even a discussion. Almost half, 46% said, hey, my mind is wired that if I email you, I would like to get a response in 4 hours. That's what the data says. Now, here comes the millennials. So you thought it was bad? Nah, that ain't bad. No. Here it is, Liberty. Drum roll, please. It gets worse. While of that 46%, 12% expect a reply in 15 minutes. Like, again, we know that's all millennials with iPhones. They're like, these are individuals who were born in 1999. Millennials, most businesses are not going to reply in 15 minutes. Some will, but I need you to, well, you know what? Let me don't say that. That's what, hey, look, this is what the consumers that are coming when you and I die out, they expect a reply in 15 minutes. Oh, newsflash, that automated auto response, that doesn't count. Whoa. Everybody's like, well, I could do that. I have auto response. Stop. Or like they say up north, pause. West, pause. Auto responses don't count. No. They want a real reply. That thing that is auto generated when you hit, and when someone's hit enter and boom, it fires back. No. That also actually pisses people off. It pisses me off because I know it's like, okay, what kind of robotic nonsense is this? So that doesn't count. So again, we see the disconnect where me as a black business owner, before I started teaching customer service and customer experience, I thought as long as I reply in 24 hours, as long as I set the precedent, as long as I let them know this is how I reply, that I'm fine. I was here. The floor, ladies and gentlemen, I was here. The floor is 4 hours. There was a 20-hour gap in what my consumers would prefer. Now, some were not saying it, what they would prefer a response to be. So you can set your precedent. I'm just going to give you data and you take it how you want to take it. All right. So main reason, there's a huge disconnect. And again, this is not something that's going to require heavy lifting. This can be changed. You have the knowledge now. Pivot, adapt, implement. Don't sit here and watch this content and be like, yeah, that sounds great, Wes, but I'm going to stick to my 24 hours. No, please don't do that. I'm not saying you should change to 4 hours tomorrow, but let's bring that number down gradually. Say, hey, we're going to respond. We're going from 24 hours. The next time you meet with your team, we're going to be like, hey, our new floor is 15 hours. Bring that down to 10. Bring that down to 7. And gradually you're going to be down to 4. Even if that means you're going to have multiple people sign in watching that account. Yes, that's an option. And we're going to get to that with the solutions when we get to the bottom, because I don't like to give problems without solutions. So if you stay tuned, we're going to have some solutions. All right, now let's move on to social media. Oh, if you thought email was bad, woo. So the average response time, what consumers, the data says what consumers want in regards to response time. Can you guess how long consumers are expected to wait for social media response? Give you a second. I know it's delayed. Whoa, this light is hot. What do you feel the average consumer's response time, their expectations are for social media? All right, drum roll, please. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. If your customer reaches out on social media, they expect a response in 4 minutes. This is, when I did this research, I was like, wow. I have been dropping the ball tremendously. Dropping the ball, like 4 minutes. Here is why. The data says individuals see social media as real time. See, email is like you check it whenever you want to. The way the minds of the consumers are wired today is that they see social media as real time. They don't care what time zone you're in. Your company could be in Europe and they're in America. Your company could be in South Africa. They're in Jamaica. It don't matter. They see social media as like, I am connected to you right now. So I want you to visualize this. We're at a networking event, right? You come up to me and you say, hey, my name is John. Nice to meet you. And I look at you and don't reply for 4 minutes. Just, you say, hey, my name is John. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, for 4 minutes. First of all, you're going to walk off. You're going to be like, this dude is nuts, right? So you say, hey, my name is John. Nice to meet you. And I'm looking at you like, and you're like, is this idiot going to respond? That's how individuals see social media. So 4 minutes later, I decide, hey, John, my name is Wes. You see how crazy that is? Because the conversation has a 4 minute gap. That's how individuals on social media, that's how they view it. I guess definitely millennial driven, because I don't think I'm that intense in regards to social media. I expect it a little faster than email. My go-to, if I have problems, I'm going to that social media. Rarely would I contact via email. That's like my last resort. But 4 minutes, that's a little extreme. But again, take emotion. I want you to start taking emotions out of it and look at what the data says, because the data is unapologetic. The data does not care about how you feel or I don't think no. Trust the data. In data, we trust. So the data says 4 minutes. So as you can see, I'm going to use myself as a case study. I was dropping the ball tremendously. Like 4 minutes? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm having lunch. That's when it's, your one-man band. You're doing social media, you're doing email marketing, you're writing the ad copy, you're putting out the content, you're the talent, you're the producer, you're the director, you're in the green screen, you're doing everything. And they're like, well, hey, I can't reply to you now on social media because I'm eating or I'm writing my ad copy right now. So you can see how I was dropping the ball. And some people, I'm not saying you, some people that look just like you are potentially dropping the ball. So those are the main reasons that we can see the disconnect. Now, again, this is the biggest problem. So this is easy. We can fix this. You can fix this today. This doesn't require you to go to the board and have a meet. No. Immediately after this broadcast, you can implement what you've learned at the speed of now. Right now, when I hit end, you can be like, look, team, this is what we're doing now moving forward. All right? So how do we, let's dig a little deeper. Why speed matters? It's obvious because, people want a response right away. And speed lets your customers know that you take them seriously. Speed lets your customers know that, hey, this is a business, not a business. And we are here to serve you. And your time is valuable because guess what? We can make more money, but we can't make any more time. Like, value my time. So based on the survey, the main reason, the number one reason, 51% of why individuals say, hey, I prefer not to do business with Black-owned businesses is not what you think. It's because of slow response time. Again, it's not even close. This is 51%. 51% fast response time. Now, here it is. Here's another interesting fact. Most important, one of the most, when surveyed, the most important attribute of customer experience is not if the person speaks well, not if because they have multiple touch points. It's, again, because of fast response time. That is one of the most important factors when creating an awesome customer experience. Can you operate quickly? Interesting. What happens when a company doesn't respond quickly? When a company is lagging, what happens? Well, we all know what happens. The consumer goes to your competition. It's real simple. We're at a time where customer loyalty is at an all-time low. So if you can't get back to me in time, these millennials don't have, they grew up on microwavable food. So they have instant gratification wired into them. If you can't get back in my 4 minutes, I'm gone. So again, it behooves you to take this seriously. I mean, I'm laughing, I'm bringing it down because, I don't want people to be in the comments saying, oh, here it is, another black man, belittling black businesses. No, that's not what I'm here. No, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to help. So, but with saying that, I still know that there are a lot of people that are sensitive. So you have to say it in a way that doesn't, if I really want to say what I'm saying, it wouldn't sound like this. But because we're in the LinkedIn streets, we have to be a little more polished, right? But what I really want to say is look. But anyway, I digress. But this is simple. This can be fixed. Let's keep it moving. There's more. Now, okay, so here's another data. If meeting customers' expectation isn't enough to persuade you of how important it is, perhaps another argument will do the trick. The third reason why speed matters is that if you don't respond quickly, the customers will contact you through another touch point. So now you went from having one problem to two problems. So they reach out to you via Instagram, no response. So now they're going to go to Instagram and your Facebook page and send you a YouTube and send you a tweet. Oh, don't let them go to Twitter. It's a wrap after Twitter. So why it's more important to address it immediately, because these millennials, this generation that's coming after you and I, they want your attention now. And if they reach out in one of your channels and they don't hear anything, they're going to go to the other channel and they're going to shake that tree. And if they don't get anything back, they're going to go to another channel. So now you have 3 fires you're trying to put out, instead of just one if you had addressed it when the time presented itself. And if after shaking 3 trees, they still get nothing, sayonara, they're out, they're gone. You lost that customer. Money is gone. The spilled milk at this point. All right? So these are the issues. This is number 1, the main issue. So again, it's not that black people are rude, black people are incompetent, none of that. Those were some of the things I thought would be the most important. That's because I was looking at the world through my lens, because those are the things that matter to me. I am not a microcosm or a snapshot of all black Americans. I'm not. I wish I was. I wish more black people were like me, but unfortunately they're not. So besides what I feel, the majority of black people feel that, hey, the reason why I choose not to do business with black businesses is because slow response time. I value my time. I don't value money. So here it is. People are saying, hey, I value my time more than money. And if you're going to waste my time, I'm out. I don't care if you're purple. You could be blue-black. I'm out. Fair enough, because I value my time too. Don't waste my time. I will make a donation. I'll give you $100, but don't waste 100 minutes. Do not waste 100 of my minutes. I will quickly give you $100. Like, look, here it is. I'm going to make that back. When that 100 minutes is gone, I'm upset if it was useless. I'm like, I sat through this presentation and it's about selling coffee? Are you kidding me? What? It's a multi-level marketing company about selling pens? Ugh. I was like, I would have paid you $100 to not sit through the presentation. But anyway, that was me, supporting family. But anyway, let's deal with solutions. How do you fix this? Delegate. A lot of the problems with small businesses is that it's a one-man or one-woman show doing everything. You're shooting content. You're the talent. You're the camera operator. You're the video editor. You're doing the social media management. You're replying to emails. You're doing everything. And these smartphones are a great invention, but they have us thinking that we can do everything with our smartphones. Yes, but you can't. You have to duplicate yourself. The smartphones does not really duplicate yourself. You got to delegate. So if you are going to be on a flight, you need to delegate for those 4 hours. You're flying from Atlanta, from the East Coast to the West Coast. You're going to be unavailable. That flight does not have Wi-Fi. You need to delegate. Hey, respond and delegate this out to someone. Hey, when someone reaches out on social media or email, for the 5 hours, 4 hours that I'm not available, the business does not stop. You want to have someone in place to handle that as well. If you're trying to grow the business, there's no reason why you should be doing social media. Let's keep it real. If you're growing your business as the CEO, your main goal and your main responsibility is growing the business, not posting on Twitter every day. Posting on Instagram 5 times a day. You need to delegate that out to a social media manager. It doesn't matter your kid. These kids, they do this stuff like in their sleep. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is growing the business. You should not have to be dealing with mundane tasks like post. Did I post 5 times today? No. You're like, how can I deal and concentrate with growing, getting leads and sales? That's your responsibility. All right. Second, how do we fix this? Implementing systems. 2 letters, AI. There's so many advantages right now. We're living in the greatest time ever with AI, where AI can literally duplicate you. That allows you to duplicate yourself. Put systems in place that are automatic where, hey, these things we have, Zapier is not a sponsor, but there are companies like Zapier that, hey, when this happens, this happens. Or even like on a lighter level, there's an app called If This, Then That. So literally, if you do one thing, it's code connected to another thing. So every time I upload a picture to Instagram, automatically upload it to Twitter. Yeah, there's an app that does that. So instead of having to post twice, you post once because there's the code written automatically. You just do one thing and it connects to other things. Everything else is zapped. So again, AI helps you. There's no reason why all Black business owners shouldn't be implementing some of this AI. It's there. Number 3, how can we fix this? Open communication between all departments. If you're operating, the departments are operating in a silos fashion, we got to end that today. No silos, none. Open communication, a consistent feedback loop throughout the company. Vital. And 4th, a way to mitigate slow response time is having a frequently asked questions page. Meaning, because a lot of the questions that individuals are reaching out, your customers are reaching out to questions that are consistently being asked. So you're wasting time. So they're grading you on when you respond to a question that you've answered 7 times today. Why not just put that on a frequently asked page? That way you don't have to deal with that. So see how simple this is? This is simple. So I started off, if you're just tuning in, I started off with the 10 main reasons why individuals say they hate doing business with Black-owned businesses. In review, the 10 are inconsistent business hours, not being polite, or / being disrespectful, subpar quality of service, subpar quality of product, slow response time, not getting what you paid for, overpriced, feeling like they're only in it for the money. They have a spirit of entitlement and poor customer service. So of those 10, the main reason, 51% said it's because of slow response time. Hence why we started with slow response time today. Again, for the remainder of February, we're going to expound on all all 10 of these, and we're going to come up with solutions. But I wanted to let you know, if this is the hardest one, we started off with the biggest one, 51%. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the main reason, if this is the one, this is the big problem, then this is easy. We've got this. This is easy. It's not as bad as the media would make you think. It's not as bad. This is easy. And if we tackle this with 4 simple solutions, the rest of this list is going to be a doozy. So that's it. Looking forward to seeing you back here next Wednesday at 8 a.m. We're going to tackle the other 9 on the list. This is going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen. This is really easy. Like literally, I can handle this myself. You can handle this yourself. This is really simple. But you got to be here to find out how we resolve the other 9 on the list. So it was a pleasure. That concludes this episode. Looking forward to seeing you guys every single Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern here on this platform at CX in the Morning live here in Atlanta. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're there. Please subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps me. I'm really trying to grow the platform. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. And if you're not watching it on YouTube, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the page and click the notifications on so that you can know every time I go live. All right. We go live multiple times a day, sometimes almost 3 times a day. So it was a pleasure and looking forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday at 8 a.m. Peace.